Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? Oh, man, it is a great day. There's so many great reasons why today is a great day. We're going to be talking some Hall of Fame, obviously talking 49ers galore, going to preview a little bit of the matchup, but more importantly than all those things, I am here with none other than the great, the legend, Wayne Breezy. How we doing today, man?
I'm doing great. I'm just so ready and pumped for what this week has to offer. This weekend, I think, is going to be another great weekend of 49ers football. I think it's going to be another great weekend for the 49er faithful. And it's going to be a great week for us next week to talk about it.
Yeah, we preview, like the schedule comes out and you circle like 1 to 2 games, and we're right in the midst of that. You handle your business against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. First time in franchise history, you win 2 in a row in Seattle. Now you got to travel across country and play. Yeah, you got to play the Eagles. Let's be real. I think the best 2 teams of football right now. We're in the thick of it, man. We're in the thick of it. And so I want to say thank you to all the hashtag CCs, all the hashtag BBs. And if you have not subscribed to Wayne's channel yet, what are you doing? Link in the description of this video. Go do that. I'm going to be on his show Friday morning. We got shout out from the German guy, SF. Is that Florian? I know there's more than one German that listens to this, but if that is Florian or whoever, I want to say what's up, Big Pop. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, man, he's always around.
Great guy. Was
a killer this weekend.
He's mad I missed him the first day where he had the chowder, and he sends me a picture, and I'm I think I was on the airplane. Like, damn.
I love it, man. And he asked this question. This is the poll question of today, which I put: who should start at right guard versus the Eagles? Spencer Burford, John Feliciano. Now, the 49ers had a bonus practice this week, which is Monday. Usually, you take Monday off, you take Tuesday off, Wednesday's the first practice, but because they played Thursday, they got Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, 3 days off. Monday, nice light walkthrough. And if you want to know how light this walkthrough was, Trent Williams practiced.
You're funny.
He didn't practice one Wednesday all year. He's out here practicing on a Monday.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it's strictly business. And you can tell it's strictly business. And, it's strictly business. I'll leave it at that. And is Burford totally healthy? If he was healthy enough to practice, I'm going to go with yes. Just like Aaron Banks did the previous week. Honestly, I want my starting offensive line out there. If that's the question you're asking me, John, Spencer Burford is the starter.
Agreed.
I didn't think Feliciano's game was as good as it was on the left side. But it's good to know that he could play left and right.
And center.
and center. So if Burford is green light to go, I want my starting offensive line out there against this Eagles D.
You want to know what's awesome? Right now, the poll, 50-50. It's a split between Spencer Burford and John Feliciano right down the middle currently. I know it's going to change as this show goes on. But and I'll say this, like, continuity is huge. Burford, I think, is who they want the guy to be. I want some rotation. I think that would be beneficial. I don't want Feliciano to either be the starter or not play at all. Man, let's every third series, let's get them in there. I would like that personally because Burford, and this is what happens with young pups, inconsistency. And so you want to check that just a little bit and get a little bit more. Hey, let's step to the sideline. Let's see what they're doing. Let's reevaluate from a different perspective. We saw that last year with Brunskill. I thought that was so good, just the way things went. And if somebody gets red hot, you roll with them. If not, no worries. But I do think Burford's back to healthier. Fully healthy? No. But will he be by this week? I think that he is. I really, really do. Now, we've got some personnel moves, which I think is huge. The 49ers activated another one of their rookies, Darrell Luter Jr. He got activated. Now we got the speed demon, Robert Bill Jr. The last day that anybody could activate him, he gets activated. Tell me about Robert Bill Jr.
He's a speed guy. He's can we say what is it, NASCAR, Talladega Nights, you name it, like whatever race car package,
bake, baby,
whatever race car package. We thought we saw versions of the NASCAR package at the beginning of the year when we had Drake Jackson out there. Clearly, those guys didn't work. But can you imagine a defensive front with all those guys like Cleveland Farrell, freaking Nick Bosa, Chase Young, and then Robert Beal, like 4 edge rushers playing on the front? Like somebody's getting on. But again, you'll see it on 3rd and longs. It's not going to be something that you're going to see like right off the start of the gate. I hope not. But he should be active. He's on the active roster. He should be able to go. Let's see what he can do. And that's what he does, man. He gets to the quarterback. He has one job, and he's good at that one job. He also is great in containment, John. And here's the thing. You're playing a guy like Jalen Hurts, and if Jalen Hurts somehow slips to the outside and he's out there, this guy will be able to chase him down. And so that's something good, right? So I like it. I love it. I actually love it. I'm glad that he made the deadline. I'm glad that the Niners decided to say, okay, it's time. They were definitely playing with the time feature. They knew they were in control of the time, not like me, where I forgot that there was going to be a bill that was going to be reactivated on my account. I thought I could wait till the last day. They took that junk at 12:01 a.m. They didn't even let me wake up to say I'm canceling it. But the Niners are great at it. They did it. Robert Bill Jr. can add to this defensive front.
Yeah, and I think special teams is where you got to start. Somebody that is that big, that fast, that athletic, just add on to it. You know, they put Odom to IR, torn bicep, second player with the torn bicep, actually. That hurts. Odom was incredible. But now you got Womack back. Now you got Darrell Luter, who's already been clutch on special teams already. You add in Robert Bill Jr., and if somebody does go down that's a defensive edge guy, then he steps up. And so that's huge. And on top of that, the 49ers go out and sign Eric Harris, longtime. He's long in the tooth. He's 33 years old. Longtime special teamer / DB to the practice squad. So, Wayne, is this just a depth signing? Do we anticipate seeing him play soon?
No, I think he's the depth, but they may call up Taylor Hawkins, and then he replaces Taylor Hawkins' depth on the practice squad. And so, if you're going to go with an extra safety, you're probably going to want to go with somebody that's been there in the building for the past several years. And so Taylor Hawkins may get the nod up, opposed to some of the DBs that we've been seeing get those nods up. Taylor Hawkins can play special teams. Taylor Hawkins can do those things as well. And with Jair Brown now starting, he'll be getting his second start, who I thought played relatively well. A lot of cover 3, right? A lot of him playing back single high, and then him just roaming the middle of the field. Like, this is my spot. Don't nobody come to my spot. I saw that a lot on the film, and I'm like, yes, like they simplified it for him, and he knew what his assignment was. And I think we talked about how we'll move Gibson to the box, put him back. They did exactly what we talked about on the show, which is really cool. So I think Eric Harris, would be a body for practice squad as of right now. Hopefully no more injuries to the safety position or no more injuries to the 49ers going forward.
Yeah, and that's the issue. Like, injuries happen in the NFL, stacking injuries, that's where you get in trouble. So the Huff injury hurts, but then the Huff plus Odom injury,
right?
That's where it's like, ooh, that's where it gets spicy. Now, there's a lot of comments, but one thing I wanted to talk about are any Niner pregame parties. And Wayne, you're going out to the game. I'm not going to be there, so no 49ers rush parties, but I do want to share because I want people to get together always. Saturday night, there's a meet and greet party at the Craft Hall on Delaware Avenue. That's from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. So you can check that out. And then there's a tailgate, all you can eat and drink. That's going to be it's at that awesome lot. It's the 717 Empire Faithful. So if you want to check them out on Facebook, that's the way to do it. I have no association with this, but I want to promote anything Niners, anything community. That's who we are. Wayne, you going to be at either one of those?
Yeah, more than likely, definitely the tailgate on Sunday. I'm definitely not going to be at that party. No disrespect, but Michigan's playing, so F that party. I'll be watching Michigan in Philadelphia Saturday.
Every
somewhere.
time I watch a Michigan game, I'm like, somewhere there's a Wayne Breezy yelling expletives at nobody and everybody at the same time. I know it's happening. You know what I mean? It's like I feel it. And so congrats on the win, by the way.
Thank you. But listen, college football is a little different. It's a little different way you fan. It's a little different way I handle college football because I expect the stuff to make sense in college. In the NFL, I know that it doesn't make sense. I get it. I understand that.
That's
college. Fair. It shouldn't be any of that.
That's right. Devin, want to say shout out to the man himself. We hung out with him up in Minnesota. Adoption Day is tomorrow, John. Let's go. So happy for you and your family. Your kids are incredible.
Congratulations.
And wish we had more amazing, badass humans like yourself, my friend. So, all right. Let's talk. It's business time. The NFL just announced moments before we went live 25 semifinalists for the Hall of Fame for this upcoming Hall of Fame season. The 49ers have 3, not 1, not 2, but 3, Ricky Running Waters, Anquan Bolden, and probably most importantly, Patrick Willis, who is overdue already. Now, for those of you that don't know, we're going to talk a little bit about like who we think the locks are of this class, but here's how the process works. It goes from 25, then cuts down to 15, then cuts down to 10, then 5, and then of those 5, 50 members vote. If you get an 80% yes vote, then you're in. That's what it is. So you're part of the 15, cut down 10, cut down 5, then you get a yes or no vote. 80% yes vote, you are in. So Wayne, talk to me about this class. Overall, like I'm not trying to be that guy. I don't think this is a strong class. Are you with me there?
Yeah, like a lot of players, great players, but not Hall of Fame players on this list. Great players with great moments like Hines Ward's, his moments in the Super Bowl throughout the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Eddie George, probably one of the best running backs out of the Ohio State to ever grace the NFL. Power back, big guy. James Harrison, there's no one crazier on this list than James Harrison. I was just watching, oh my gosh, how freaking funny is this? I was just watching a reel Ben Roethlisberger and Coach Tomlin, and Roethlisberger says, "Hey man, which defense was better, the 08 or the 010, or however you want to say it, 2010?" And then he started naming the players on the 2010 defense, and I was like, "Good God, they hit like none other."
They did.
I think they changed the rules of football from that defense alone. You had Troy Polamalu, you had James Harrison, Ryan Clark, like hitters on that defense. But yeah, Antonio Gates, Julius Peppers, those names are bolded for a reason. Those will probably be locks.
Gates is in. This is his first year. That
yeah,
dude's in.
He's gonna get voted in. Probably one of the best, top 5 tight ends of all time. Definitely top 10.
And his story. So like, here's the thing that people don't understand.
Basketball player.
You have to have a story. You have to, and this is why so many, okay, I'm just going to be honest. So many people like Terrell Davis get into the Hall of Fame because they continue after their football playing career and they go into NFL Network and the telecast, like that gets them in. John Lynch, I put in that category as well. I love John Lynch, but when did he get in, right? It took him a long time. It wasn't until big name with, TV, then a big name with the Niners. Stories. You got to get that little extra boost to kind of get over the last hurdle. So for me, Antonio Gates is the only lock. Then I go Julius Peppers, Patrick Willis, Reggie Wayne. Those are my next tier that are here. But there's so many Colts on this list. There's Dwight Freeney. There's Reggie Wayne. There's Robert Mathis, which if I had to pick out of this, I'd go people are going to get upset at this one. I would personally go Reggie Wayne, then Robert Mathis, then Dwight Freeney, but they're going to pull from each other.
Right. I would go Wayne, Freeney, Mathis.
Okay.
That
Both
would
of
be
us
my
had
order.
Wayne. And they all did it together. It's like the Smith brothers for the 49ers during the same time, right?
There you go.
They worked off of each other. So a couple other names. Let me just go through real quick. Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Willie Anderson, Tiki Barber, Anquan Bolden we mentioned, Jari Evans, London Fletcher, Dwight Freeney, Antonio Gates, Eddie George, James Harrison, Rodney Harrison, Devin Hester, Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson. Shanahan built that man's career. But Andre Johnson was one of my favorite players during that time, just never on any competitive teams. Robert Mathis, Julius Peppers, Steve Smith Sr. That's another one that, like, can you tell the story of football without Steve Smith Sr. and what he's doing now with the broadcasting helps him for sure.
Right, and that could be part of their agenda. Like, I mean, you guys know I love Patrick Willis, and I'm hoping he gets in. I don't think he's going to get in off of this list, but maybe he needs to kind of, because his football career did get cut short, maybe he needs to get into the broadcasting or excuse me, something just to see that he's out there still tied to football. Or maybe he doesn't care about the Hall of Fame. At the end of the day, he should be in there. But
my favorite thing about him is he has fought for the other. Like, Bryant Young does not get into the Hall of Fame without Patrick Willis. He legitimately told the committee, don't vote for me, vote for Bryant Young. And he did the same thing for Roger Craig, but now Roger Craig has been eliminated from the last one to this one. So now, you know, there's no old hats that are in this really before Patrick Willis. Yeah, Ricky Waters was, but he's an Eagle. He's a Niner. Like, he doesn't. I love Ricky Waters.
Let's have some fun. You ready?
Let's go. Let's do this. Don't hold back, Wayne.
All right. So here we go. Let's go wide receivers off this list. Torrey Holt. I hope you could write this down. Anquan Bolden, because I'm not going to remember them after I say their names. Steve Smith Jr., Hines Ward, Reggie Wayne. Is Devin Hester a damn wide receiver or a running back?
No,
okay.
Kickoff returner. Neither. He's just a returner.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right, those are the wide receivers. Did I miss anybody?
None that I am seeing. What's the Anquan Bolden?
I said Anquan.
Okay, my bad. So, you know, if I had to pick one of those,
here we go. This is you. How did you know this is where we were going?
Because you're not going to do multiple, and these guys are all going to tear votes from each other. I'm going Reggie Wayne by a landslide.
That's crazy, right? So, like, that it has to be Reggie Wayne, maybe Hines Ward next?
Now. So, okay, here, let's make it. I didn't want this show to do this, but I'm sorry. I love this.
Yes!
I love this. Sorry. I never cuss on this show. This is like John Chapman. I'm smiling more than normal. Okay, Anquan Bolden. Let's build a resume.
Okay.
All right. 3-time Pro Bowl. Bad. He was Offensive Rookie of the Year. Huge. Never made an All-Pro. He was never the best one or two at wide receiver, but he was consistently great. He was a Walter Payton Man of the Year. That is huge for Riders.
That's huge. That's
Super Bowl champ. That's huge. And so, you know, he played for so many good teams, and he was at his best when he first stepped into the league. He had 101 catches and 1,300 yards his rookie year. Dude stepped out and was great. He played till he was 36 and was still great. I love this dude, but I cannot put him ahead of Reggie Wayne. 6 Pro Bowls, 1 Pro Bowl for Reggie Wayne. But he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. And then the year after that, he had 960 yards. Year after that, 1,355. Like, this dude, Reggie Wayne, 14,000 receiving yards.
You know who's the new Reggie Wayne in football right now?
Go ahead.
He's currently playing right now.
Cooper Kupp?
Nope.
Who are you going to go with?
Mike freaking Evans, yo.
Yeah. Different styles, but
as far as consistency in the 1,000 yards, like, it's definitely there.
The thing I will say, Mike Evans is doing it with trash quarterbacks. Reggie Wayne did it all with Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
You know what I mean? So, like, that.
I mean, does that factor in? They don't say, well, he had Manning, he had Brady.
I think it does, because these are sports writers that vote on that.
Okay.
Now, all right, let's keep doing that. We're not doing this for every player on here, but let's talk Torrey Holt. 7 Pro Bowls, more than the others. 1 All-Pro, 1 Super Bowl on the Hall of Fame team. That's huge. And Torrey Holt, listen to this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons.
So how is he not in the How is he not in the Hall of Fame, bro?
Those were the most inflated offenses, right? Show on turf, greatest show on turf, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but he still produced with running backs.
Bruce, man, was freaking. He wasn't even the number 1 on his own team for a while.
I know he was the guy.
And understand this, when we're talking, all these guys belong. They all belong, but only 5 get in. I'm not trying to say any of these guys are not Hall of Famers. That's all I'm saying at all. I don't think Wayne's saying that either. But
no, we're talking about in 2024, there will only be 5 off this list.
Correct. Now, okay, let's go Steve Smith. 5 Pro Bowls.
5.
That's lower. 2 All-Pros. That's more. Comeback Player of the Year. That's important.
Huge.
Dude played 16 years.
He ain't had no quarterback either. I don't give what you say.
Yeah, that's
don't
true.
You put who's his quarterback? Jack Delhomme? Like
Delhomme.
Delhomme? Like I had to make up my own name. Like I can't tell you who his quarterbacks were. Who was his quarterback when
Jake
he got
Delhomme?
Jake Delhomme.
His best year, Jake Delhomme was his quarterback.
And he told Jake to just throw him the damn ball.
He did.
I feel like he brought the dog to the wide receiver position.
And I love that about him. Like personality, all those different things. And I mean, even after he left Carolina, his 35-year-old season still had 1,000 yards with the Baltimore Ravens,
right? Yeah.
With Flacco. So great career. I'm not putting him above those other ones. I like him more because he was small. He was mean, Mighty Mouse. He beat the crap out of everybody. But
what about let's go to Hines Ward, because I got to see his numbers.
I miss this, Wayne. I miss this.
His numbers aren't going to be thousands and thousands because Steelers just have receivers, but he was consistent too. Touchdown.
4 Pro Bowls, so the lowest out of all.
Lowest.
Of them. No All Pros.
So that's
2 Super Bowls, and he was a Super Bowl MVP.
That helps. That helps a lot.
And could you say probably the number 1 blocking wide receiver? Maybe ever. Played all of his seasons with one team, 1998 to 2011.
That helps.
The narrative aspect, the numbers, the All-Pros don't exist. He was never the best at his position, so that's hard for me. All-Pros are my number 1 thing whenever I look at Hall of Fame. Are you the best at your position during your time?
Okay,
he never was.
I can't argue with that, but he was ahead of his time.
He was.
When it comes to being a wide receiver, he would be the perfect prototypical wide receiver for Kyle Shanahan, bro.
He would. Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my gosh. Like he runs the Debo plays, and he blocks like Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
And he was a red zone target threat. Like he was a threat in the red zone.
I love the fact he finished with exactly 1,000 career receptions and played till he was 35. So longevity check, narrative check, Super Bowl MVP. But if I'm taking one, it's Reggie Wayne at the wide receiver position.
It's just Reggie Wayne.
What I'm doing.
Like, and then that's 1 out of 5. Who else is making this list? Maybe Jahari Evans.
No, I don't see that. Now, the 2 that I liked the most were Julius Peppers and Patrick Willis, which, I looked up their things. And again, like
Peppers played for like
forever.
Yeah. Like
he played 9-time Pro Bowl. That's bananas. 3-time All-Pro. He was an all-decade team twice.
Oh, yeah, he's in.
Now, if you look at, he played 17 years. Pro Football Reference does a Hall of Fame score. He has a 119, which is 8th all time for any defensive end.
God, Lord.
The dude never won a Super Bowl, though, never on any winning teams.
Yeah, so but the All-Pros help. Good gosh. The All-Pros help.
Now, let's look at Patrick Willis. 7 Pro Bowls. That's pretty remarkable. 5 All-Pros. He's got the most All-Pros of anybody on this damn list.
So then he makes it.
Longevity is the only issue, right? He didn't play long.
No, it can't be. It was on the prior list, the prior ballot.
Right. And then you look at this back to the Pro Football Reference score. He has a 110.1. So it's a little below. It's a little below Peppers, but it's the 8th highest score ever for a linebacker.
Oh, he's got to get in on this ballot then.
There's no competition for him. In the past, it was BY. It was Roger Craig. There's no Niners competition here. Yeah, Bolden, but he's not pulling votes. The wide receivers go to pull votes from each other.
What about Ricky Waters? Will he pull votes?
I don't think so because I don't.
Ricky was.
I don't think he considers himself to be a 49er.
I don't think Anquan Bolden does either, but we talked about him.
Do you know? Okay, I'm going to ask this.
That's a Raven.
Somebody in the chat knows this. Does anybody know what team Ricky Waters played the most for? Does anybody know? Do you know, Wayne?
Is it the Eagles?
No.
The team after the Eagles?
Yes. What team is that?
Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Give me a hint. Give me an animal. Give me a hint.
It's a bird.
The Cardinals?
Nope.
Seahawks.
Yes. He
Get
played
the
4
f-
years
off-
with the Seahawks, 3 with Philly, 3 with the Niners.
The Seahawks.
I know. He's played the most games for the Seahawks, too.
I can't vote for him.
Yeah.
But he reps the Niners. Like, everything about him is Niner this, Niner that. Like he's a Niner.
Dude, speaking of Niners,
Got
shout
a
out
Super
to my
Bowl.
man Darren 808. We were hanging out with him in Seattle. He won, I don't remember what you won. He won one of the trivias.
Dope.
Him and Jen, they're the best from Hawaii. Appreciate the chocolates, by the way. Me and my son went to town on those bad boys. Had a blast at the Rush Party in Seattle. Can't wait to party with you both again. Say hi to the wife and Jen for us. They were the power dynamic couple, man.
Awesome.
They were really cool. So
The sea chickens.
there we go. So yeah, so if I look at, I love Ricky Waters.
Me
but
too.
His best 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years were not with the Niners.
What?
Yes. Yeah. Like he topped 1,000 yards his rookie year with us. Afterwards, he went 1,200, 14, 11, 12, 12, 12, not with us. His best years were not with us.
But the Niners offense was different. Like, how many?
True.
Like, never mind.
He had more receptions with the Eagles.
I was getting ready to. Dang.
He had more receptions with the Seahawks.
Because he was the weapon.
Yeah, he was. So I love Ricky Waters. Like,
See,
Ricky Waters, let's go. I love this man.
I feel like that's unfair, but I got you.
But I probably should speak higher because I've tried to work with his agent to get him to come out. He's a hard man to pin down. I'll tell you that right now.
What about Eddie George then on this list?
Oh, let's go. I would like to reference that Wayne is making the case for an Ohio State player.
Oh yeah, Eddie George was a bad man. Listen, that was a big mother trucker,
big,
bro.
6'3", 235, 4 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro.
He was like the
rookie of
Todd
the year.
Gurley before Todd Gurley. Like, he was big.
He didn't play. He played 9 years.
Or Steven Jackson. Remember Steven Jackson?
I love Steven Jackson.
I met Steven Jackson. I remember I was on the BET 106 in Park set. He came on. He was one of the hosts.
Big dude.
That was a big mother trucker, bro.
So, like, if you look at that Pro Football Reference number, he has a 46.
Oh yeah,
which is 43rd out of running backs. Like, he's.
You didn't tell me Ricky Waters' pro score football number.
I apologize for that. Let me go back. Ricky Waters, his score, 64.
Oh,
so he's 30th. He's down. He's down pretty far.
Fred Taylor. Since we're doing running backs, you got to look up Fred Taylor.
One of the best players on a bad team,
Yeah.
But 1 Pro Bowl, no All-Pros.
Dang.
He has no awards.
That's because the team sucked, bro.
They were terrible. But he's got more yards than Ricky Waters and Eddie George. He's got over 11,000. And again, that number 53. So he's
a bad number.
He's
so far. It sounds like we got 3. Do you think Jared Allen has a shot? Do you think James Harrison has a shot?
Harrison does. Jared Allen, 5 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pros. I think he's number 2 on this whole list as far as All-Pros go.
So follow the All-Pros.
Yeah. For me, personally, that's where I start. Are you the best at your position? He was.
Yeah.
And he came into the league as a long snapper. I think that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Like, he was a long snapper, converted guy, and he just kept dominating. So he's a little bit of a long shot.
Minnesota Viking.
Yeah, so there we go. Anybody else you want to talk about we haven't talked about yet?
Nah, I think I mean, you could talk about
this is fun.
Maybe possibly let's the last one, I promise.
Okay.
Dwight Freeney versus Robert Mathis.
Oh, see, and that's the thing. You even alluded to it. It's verse. These two guys have the same sports writer making both their cases at the same position on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
That's difficult. Okay. So Dwight Freeney, 7 Pro Bowls, legit. 3 All-Pros, legit. 1 Super Bowl. He's a part of the 2000 All-Decade team. Awesome. We look at career sacks, 125. That is check mark, man. He's 86 on his PFR score, which is 15th among
Okay.
defensive.
Okay. That's
So
not bad.
Freeney's not bad. Not bad. Now who we're going with Robert Mathis?
Yeah, we're gonna close out on this. Shout out to while you're looking that up, Smoking Niner guy.
Oh,
The video is actually out. If you go to my channel and you click on my channel, it should pop right up.
oh,
The
here we
Faithful
go.
to
Here
the
we
Bay
go.
video.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Kenneth, man. What's up? He was there for the filming of your video.
Yeah, it's out,
yeah.
baby. It's been out for about a month now. But go check it out, man. Let me know what you think.
Yes. Oh, it's freaking awesome, man. I was in the background, like having a good time, watching everybody.
I didn't realize you had bartending skills. It would have been cool to get a bartending cameo from John Chapman. You know,
We always gonna have a good time, man. That's all.
we got to call you a mixologist from now on.
Oh, well, I'm not good at making drinks, but I can get people a little tipsy and I can make people have a good time. I'm not a good mixer. Okay, so Robert Mathis, 5 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro, 1
Freeney-
Super Bowl champ.
So Freeney better. Just like I said at the beginning of the show.
Well, he's got
Uh-oh.
123 sacks, did it in less time.
Damn.
His score, if I can scroll correctly, if I'm smart, 46.6, way down. So, yeah, you are correct. I think Mathis, I think you're right. Freeney should get in.
I think Freeney's from Connecticut, and that's what made me really one of them went to Connecticut, one high school in Connecticut.
Robert Mathis from Atlanta. So, yeah, he's that's not him. So, that's your guy.
Somebody
So,
went to-
that's some fun Hall of Fame talk, man.
That was cool.
Woo.
Like I felt like we definitely need to do that more often when those lists come out. That was fun because it took me back down memory lane. You know?
Now, let me ask you this. When we were started, you said you don't think Patrick Willis gets in. We went through.
I had to go through the criteria. I just feel like Niners.
You still think no?
No, he better get in after going through what we
That's
did.
what I'm talking about.
After going through this exercise. Now, the reason why I said that I don't think he wasn't going to get in had nothing to do with his stats or things like that. It's just the way the cookie crumbles for San Francisco 49er players. It's just like it's for some reason there's too many of them in there, and it's politics as usual. Boom, 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 boom.
Always.
Boom, boom, boom.
And I'll say this again: all those guys belong. I'm not sitting here saying
100%.
they don't. Like, these are damn good players. Only 5 get in. But like one of the phrases I really like: "This is a Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of Very Good." And Patrick Willis is not in the Hall of Very Good. That MF is in the Hall of Damn Fame. You can't tell the story of football during the 2000s without Patrick Willis.
Here's my thing on Patrick Willis. If you are man enough to tell Ray Lewis, nah, your ass belong in the Hall of Fame.
That's a
if
good
you don't
person.
know what I'm talking about, Ray was like, come up out that jersey, young fella. And he was like, what, this jersey? I'm still wearing it.
Yeah.
Nah, just
I'm
come
good.
up out the jersey. Nah, it's dirty. It's sweaty. I get you a clean one. Patrick Willis told him no, like
Hey,
straight
man.
up.
If I know anything, it's watch out with your jackets and your jerseys around Ray Lewis, because bad things happen. That's all I got to say. So anyway, I will rest on that one. Can we transition? Is that okay, Wade? Wade won't look at the camera. Wade won't look at the camera. Allegedly. That's all I'm saying. Pete Carroll would do everything he could to sign Ray Lewis right now if he had the opportunity.
If he had the opportunity.
All right, let's go to a this or that. This is where I put Wayne on the hot seat. I'm going to ask him a series of questions. We can get off topic as much as possible, which we're really, really good at. But I want to transition just a little bit more to this game. Let's talk 49ers versus Eagles. Most important game of the year left on the schedule for sure. All right, here we go. Debo talking trash. AJ Brown talking trash. Ayuk always quiet. He's quiet. They even did their press conference post-game together, which was hilarious. They're brothers. So, just for this game only, who gets more targets, Debo or Ayuk, Wayne? Who do you, if you're the offensive coordinator, you're Kyle, where do you, Debo's talked the most?
I'm going with Debo here. I want Debo to have the ball in his hand as many times as I can get it in his hands. I think the one thing that I love about this 49ers team and the things that we've been witnessing before our own eyes, like you're really watching like a baby get to the next level of whatever, after infant stage, they get into that next level. We passed the toddler phase. We're on that next level, and you can see it maturing right before our eyes. And it took some time. It took some soul searching, and it took time for players to develop. And so I know one thing. Brandon Ayuk will be open on every play. I will put 10, $5. I'll put whatever I got in my pocket that he will be open on every play. The thing that I'm loving about what Brock Purdy does is he has levels to his vision. And so, like, yeah, I'm looking to get the ball to the open guy, whether it's zone or a man. So the question is, pick your poison. Because like, are you going to play man on this team, or are you going to play zone? Because if you play zone, well, then it's going to be Brandon Ayuk, and he's going to find spots. If you play man, I'm taking Debo on anybody. Get the ball to Debo underneath and let him enforce his will on these DBs, which I think their secondary is the worst part in their defense, right? Next to their linebackers. So look, I'm going to go with Debo because I feel like we haven't seen wide receiver screens in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Haven't seen one.
We really haven't.
I'm dead serious. You have not seen one since the game maybe Debo got hurt in Cleveland. I would be surprised if this is one of those games. Brock Purdy, quick throws, boom, boom, boom.
And I'll say this, one of my, I don't want to say favorite things, but you watch the Eagles film, dude, they are risky. They will bring 5 consistently. There are holes in the secondary. Their entire MO is, hey, we're going to give up big plays. We don't care. We're going to get some sacks. We're going to hit the quarterback. And that will happen. We saw what happened last time, obviously. But, man, if you can get that ball out, there are holes to be had. This is not a good secondary. It's a bad one. In fact, what's up, Terror? We got Terror Dome in the house. What's up, man? I love it. Sonia says, when Brock throws the ball, he says Ayuk is down there somewhere. But when we want to make a statement, give it to Debo. Sonia, she don't miss.
And she doesn't. And that's my point, right? It's like this is not even about force feeding or anything like that. It's just I can see Debo. First of all, the history is between Debo and A.J. Brown. So I can see A.J. Brown doing the same damn thing Debo's going to be doing. Debo's going to go to Brock. He's going to be like, listen, Brock, just give me the rock. And A.J. Brown's going to be like, listen, throw me the damn ball. Like, I'm for this game. It's a regular season game, and anything could happen. Things can be inflated, things like that. This was a playoff game, be a little bit different. But regular season game, I like the brotherhood of A.J. Brown and Debo Samuel right now. I think I like it. But I don't think Debo respects their secondary, and I'm sure A.J. Brown doesn't respect ours. That's part of the game.
Yeah, I think that's huge too. Shout out to 2 legends, not only one, Ty and Terror Dome. He says, good show this morning, my guy. Yeah, if you haven't checked out their shows, they do great content. They're great humans, positive people, Niners people. So go check them out. You can just type in their names that'll pull up. Ty Austin, it pulls up. Terror Dome, it should pull up. I'm pretty sure it will. But I subscribe to both channels, both great people. Go check out those channels. Melissa, I know she got a channel too, man. I freaking love it. The Niners community, second to none, man. And it's just all about all of us rising together, which I love. All right, Breezy, next question. More tackles this game. Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw.
It's weird, right? Because it's been Dre Greenlaw consistently until he's been dealing with something.
He led last week.
He did lead last week. I don't know. I'm always gonna go with Dre. I'm just always gonna go with Dre in the tackling business. Who's gonna? That's the question. The answer is Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, I think if it's a mobile quarterback, I always lean towards Dre because that's usually his responsibility much more so, whereas Fred will drop and cover that number 3 across whenever they do the 3-by-1 set. That's his thing. But they're kind of tied for tackle. So it depends on where you look. Like if you're on Pro Football Reference, what's it called? Fred Warner has more tackles. You go to Pro Football Focus, they're tied for tackles, even though Greenlaw didn't play in a game. It's a lot, man. But Warner going to go nuts this game, says Peachy. I ain't even mad at that. But I'm betting Dre Greenlaw, and that's who I want. I want Dre Greenlaw versus Jalen Hurts. That's what I want to see. And I understand Jalen's a beast. I understand squat 600 pounds. I get all that. Big Papa,
but
green
none
lot.
of that matters when you run into a wall, right? And so, like, look, here's the thing about Dre Greenlaw. He's going to bring it. The only concern I have about Greenlaw It's him over giving it, like
Oh,
to
okay.
where they might call something because they might try to protect the quarterback. So here's the thing: if Hurts breaks out for a run and the containment is poor, and Greenlaw has to get there to clean it up, and he's going out of bounds, just don't even tackle him. Don't tack on those 15 yards. But if his ass stay on the
Been a long
field,
time.
I know, but I'm
And
telling you,
he hasn't received one fine this year.
I got
That's
you.
crazy.
My point is,
Might be time for one.
my point is, this is the Philadelphia Eagles, and for some reason, they're Philadelphia refs too. So like,
But
I'm leaving it at that. So my
I saw
point,
somebody in the chat. I didn't start. Called them the referee Eagles.
referee. I was wondering what that was. Yeah, and you know what, y'all, I was doing the show with Mike yesterday, John, and I was saying to myself, I didn't get mad until we started talking about the trash talk, and then it just hit me that the Devontae Smith catch wasn't even a catch.
Nope. Was
To
not.
this day, it won't be a catch if you look at it on the replay.
Won't be.
But it is what it is. They got their dub. I ain't gonna cry about it. I
There
think
we go.
that right there, if you want to know like the mentality of the San Francisco 49ers, it's a lot different than probably what the mentality of the Philadelphia Eagles is.
Yeah. Real quick, just want to check back in on the poll. This was our question. We kind of answered it earlier. Feliciano or Burford at right guard. You said Burford. I said Burford. 53% of the crowd watching says John Feliciano. So just wanted to put that one up here. Okay, let's go to safety or backup safety. We know who the starters are. Do you think that they call up Taylor Hawkins or Eric Harris this game?
Yeah, like I would go with the guy. I mean, it depends. This is a big safety, right? Which means this is a Steve Wilkes guy. I could tell that his influence is set on grabbing Eric, right? It could be him. It could be. He's played snaps, he's whatever, but I would think that they would go with the guy that has more experience with the system. That's been in there, that's been waiting for his opportunity. Usually when you're stacked, your opportunity doesn't come until there's some type of an injury. So I'm hoping that they go with Taylor Hawkins, but they did go after and specifically pick one of the biggest safeties that they brought in for a workout.
He's huge, man. He's like Fred Warner huge. Like he's a big dude. Might be one of the biggest safeties in the NFL. Yeah. And I'll say this, like Taylor Hawkins has been my guy for 2 years. Like I've really liked him because he just doesn't make negative plays. He's a small try hard. So I like him at safety more than I like Odom. I'm not sure Taylor Hawkins is the guy you want out there on special teams a lot. I don't think that's really his thing, but he doesn't have bad tape. In back-to-back preseasons, that dude has consistently good tape. And so I'm not concerned about him giving up big plays, right? So if I'm Steve Wilkes, like, what am I doing? Okay, let's say we have an injury at the safety position. Who goes in? I'd prefer Taylor Hawkins personally because he is so consistently right where he needs to be. And I like this question from Al or comment. Jair Brown will play like he's at Penn State. I love it. Yeah, this is his territory. He's going home. Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, he's going home to where he did his alma mater in Pennsylvania. A little far from Philly. They out in the country somewhere. But look, I thought Jair Brown's first start, I thought it was a success.
Yeah.
I thought it was a huge success. And I just, if he can play, look, in my opinion, the Eagles are similar to what those receivers are in Seattle, just with a way better quarterback.
There we go. I like that. Let's see here. All right. Robert Beal, active or inactive this week?
I'm going active.
Ooh.
It's gonna be interesting because it's like, damn, like who do we inactivate? Like who do we not play? Like, is it gonna? It can't be. Here, I broke down the snaps, John. So Cleveland Farrell was 19, Young and who's the other guy? Young and
Farrell.
No, Farrell had 19 snaps. Young had 18.
Gregory
and Randy Gregory had 18. But Randy
not
Gregory
a lot of snaps.
Was a liability in the run. I don't know if you saw it, but he wasn't containing well.
That's not really his jam. I did see him.
He's a pass rusher
around a couple times, which was nice.
Yeah,
I like that one. I did like that. I think I'm going to go inactive for Beal, but man, I kind of want him out there. One
This would
because
be the
he
game,
played against
though.
all of his teammates, right? It's all
Right.
Georgia Bulldogs over there.
Exactly. This would be the game where he can show that he was the one.
Put him out there, special teams. Let him get 5, just 5 to 7 off the edge. Go get it.
Let him go get it, and then you get in those third and 16s, third and 15s, third and 12s, NASCAR package. Bring him in there. Let him just go get the quarterback. Yeah, that's what I want. It's not going to happen though.
All right, Brock Purdy, over under 1.5 touchdown passes. Is this going to be a run heavy?
He's getting 3 touchdowns in this game.
Which I got to say, I haven't said this on the show yet. Wayne, your video, I retweeted as much as I possibly could, predicted the score last week. He was sitting next to me. I wasn't paying attention. I was doing something stupid. He's
31
next
to 13.
To me,
yeah.
Nailed it. So it's hard to go against the Rainmaker. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of rain, there may be a chance of rain.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Right. Because that makes me a little bit nervous about Brock's performance. And then it's gonna focus on, all right, are we gonna throw the ball? Are we gonna run the ball? And then if the Eagles know we're gonna run the ball, then they're definitely gonna stack the box. And so that's gonna make the game not.
I hope they do that.
Favor.
I hope they stack the box.
But then let Brock throw in the stack box.
Yeah, true. True.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, look, there was one bad pass for me, or maybe 2, in that game from last week. The pass to Deebo Samuel was bad, but people keep saying it was tipped, but I didn't really see it get tipped. But if it was tipped, it was tipped. But the second one wasn't tipped. I don't give what anybody says. Bad throw to Christian McCaffrey. That's the easiest route, the easiest throw. The pressure wasn't that great on him to make that high of a throw. If he makes that choice route is going for 20-plus yards, bro. It could be a bunch of those in this game is what I'm trying to say. Take advantage of their linebackers. George Kittle should feast. He should feast. This should be a George Kittle game.
Should feast. He should, 100%. Now, Joe, look at this. He says, Sunday's my birthday. All I want is a 49er victory. That's what I'm talking about, Joe. They got to bring it home for you.
Absolutely.
I love that. Now, here's another question I got for you. Who, and this one's a little bit of a quiz, okay? So I'm going to give you a couple of options. Who has the highest run blocking grade of the 49ers wide receivers? I'm going to give you 3 options, okay? Mm-hmm. So, on the season, highest run blocking grade of Deebo, Jennings, and Ray McLeod. One of these is the number 1.
It's got to be Ray.
That is correct. See, Wayne knows his stuff, man.
Yeah, it's got to be
I was a little shocked by that.
But just context, though. He doesn't play as much.
He doesn't. I had his snaps up here. But, I mean,
when he's in there, he's blocking, yo. Like, I swear, like, when he's in there, he blocks really well. I don't know. Something about Jawan Jennings that scares me when he blocks. I feel like there's a hold on every call or legal block or something, and they just don't call it. But they did call the holding in this game. They called the one.
The block in the back, I think.
The block in the back. And it was like, dude, if the dude's back is turned, just don't touch him. And then on that play, it was like a 15-yard run by Christian McCaffrey, but it had nothing to do with the block.
Yeah.
It was just like, dude, like, you didn't even, like, I want to see the receivers get the body on a body, but if you know that dude is turned, don't even go in there.
Let him go.
Because Christian was cutting and he was ghosts. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I be nitpicking, and I just finished my positive and negative plays for the 49ers. So I'm just.
That was good. That was good. I enjoyed that, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out on his channel, his Patreon. Support Wayne. Support Wayne. Support Wayne. Support Wayne. Now, Mosquito Killer asked this. Have you guys addressed NFL considering banning the hip tackle?
We haven't. We haven't.
What do you think about that, man?
Is this the play that got Tony Pollard injured last year?
Yeah.
And this is the same tackle that just got Mark Andrews injured?
Yep.
I don't know.
It's football. You can't hit high, can't hit low, can't wrap up, can't.
I don't think they should ban anything else in the NFL at this moment. Like, this is defense. You're teaching these players how to tackle this way because they can't tackle this way. They can't tackle this way anymore. They can't hit this way. They can't hit that. Like, at some point, like, what's the point?
I'm to the point. I'm Thanos, right? I want balance. And so if you're going to ban this, you got to ban something on the offensive side because you can't
Like
just
intentional
always
grounding,
make,
like get
or
rid of
the
it.
tush push or something like that. Like,
I see
because
what you're
that's
saying.
dangerous as hell. So like you can't just make it hard on one side of the ball all the freaking time. So like if you do choose to ban this, which it does cause a lot of injuries, I don't have a problem with that. But you got to ban something on the other side.
Yeah,
And
but like I don't know. Like I don't know if this is two-hand touch football because these
yeah.
are professional players and you could break your hands real easily. So at this point, just grab the flags. Just get the flags.
No,
There
I
should be
don't
no
want
more.
that.
I don't want it either. But they're
I don't
about to
want
bring
that.
it to the Olympics and make it known worldwide. And it might be something that the NFL is. If I swear,
And I swear,
all for one by the moon and the stars in the sky. Oh man, boy bands are when we were growing up. But seriously though, John, like you can't ban the hip tackle. I mean, what the hip tackle is when the player comes in like and then they drop their weight and
from
they bring
behind.
from behind and they bring you down and it's just a bunch of weight. And I get it, it's gonna cause injuries, but it's not like it's causing that many injuries.
It's a few. And so, like, as a coach, we used to teach the gator tackles, what we refer to it as. I know it's got, like, every team calls it their whatever, longhorn tackle, right? Wolverine tackle, whatever. It's where you roll behind and you wrap up and you literally spin them. Well, with guys like Debo and Mark Andrews and Tony Pollard and these guys that are built to break arm tackles, now what they're teaching, the next, advanced point of that is you wrap up and you don't spin off. You literally use your momentum to sit on the back of their legs. And so that's a direct, causation from all the broken tackles. I don't want more rules to make it harder on the defense. I want balance. I want fair play. And I understand that points sell tickets and highlights and all that stuff. But come on, man, to play defense today, you get 5% of your salary.
Well, how do you tackle tight ends?
Yeah, exactly. They're huge. They're huge.
So that means that the tight end market, everybody's going to want to go to college, become a tight end.
Yeah.
How do you make the tight end position that safe? They're offensive linemen that could catch.
Yeah.
And some are hybrids where they can line up in the backfield as well, right? So, like, how do you tackle them? Like, can you imagine Gronk in this area? Like, that's where the rules changed. Like, it was because of Gronk. And then they were like, yo, you could, because he was getting to, they were tackling by the legs. Remember they used to teach the safeties to tackle by the legs? They took that out of the game.
And I remember Larry Fitzgerald, he was adamant on this. He said, look, don't come at my knees. Hit me in the head. If you get fined, I'll pay it. Because you take out my knee, you're going to ruin my career.
Yeah.
And so, like, the players think one way. They're gladiators. I understand that. You have to take out the head hits. I have no issues with that.
No.
But now you're creating a tiny strike zone.
It's so tiny, which needs to be taught from the baby stage of football, because then they'll grow up doing it. But now you're trying to tell. That's why I think a lot of these players struggle. Like when we go back to that list, you look at James Harrison. That's why he struggled so much. It's just the rules was changing. It was a different football for him.
And he was out there just headhunting the whole freaking career, just killing people. Like that dude. Yeah.
Like he belonged playing in the era with Ronnie Lott and him. He was in the wrong era of football.
Joe, what exactly is the hip tackle? It's where you roll behind the ball carrier and then you sit down. You put your hip on the back of the ankles of the ball carrier. So you're wrapping him up at the waist and then you're sitting on the back of his ankles. And if you sit too high, then you snap ankles, you snap fibula, snap tibia, all those different things. And that's what happened. That's what those injuries are. So anyway, let's pull this to a close. This has been a great show, and I got to give a shout out to my main man, Aaron Rubin. He reached out to me. He's a big time listener. And I want to say thank you. He's like, during the holidays, just an idea. Could we share some of the information on the Niner charities that are out there? So I want to kind of highlight once a week a Niners charity. There's a lot of them. I thought I'd start with CMC. He's championed the Logan Project, which is awesome.
Yes.
Donates, gaming consoles, so video game consoles to kids that are long-term care in the hospital. So while they're getting their treatment, things like that, they can play video games, connect with their friends back home and all that stuff. So I gave to them this morning. If you want to go check it out, you can just type in the Logan Project. It pulls up the link is in this video. And understand this. When you bring up charities and you encourage other people to give, I understand not everybody has the financial means. That's not what we're asking here. We're just trying to bring awareness. And if you don't have money, don't feel like you need to. A prayer, word of mouth, you have conversation with somebody else. Hey, the Logan Project, something that Christian McCaffrey does, it supports. And there's like hospitals all across the country that they give to. Stanford Children's is one of those. So anyway, we just want to promote some positivity here during the holidays. Not everybody has extra. And if you do have extra financial means, if you don't mind giving 5, 10, whatever dollars, that'd be huge. But if not, that's okay. Support, awareness, all those things. Check that out. Yeah, right. Aaron, he's in house. Look at this. I didn't even see it. This is all Aaron's idea. So I want to give props to him. He says, hey, faithful, on this Giving Tuesday, consider giving to the Niner charities as a thanks for throwing turkey into the stands at Lumen. Long wait. Thank you, Aaron, for your generosity and your spirit, man, and for keeping me in check. I appreciate that. And so this up to the holidays, we're going to keep highlighting some of these. So anyway, check those out. Anyway, all right. Talk to me, Wayne, how you feel about this game, and then we're going to get out of here. But overall, I kind of feel like the Niners have a lot of the advantage, right?
I just feel confident. Like not overconfident, but it just seems like the only way the Niners would possibly lose this game is only in 2 ways. Brock Purdy gets hurt, which I'm not wishing on it, but that'd be the way, or they beat themselves. Like that's how confident I am in this football team, and you can see the confidence like oozing from each and every player, from the special teams to Ronnie Bell. Like Ronnie Bell's like, dude, I'm getting on TV some way, somehow. I'm gonna do something. And every time he makes a play, like every freaking time. That was a great special teams play. We got the ball back. It was a fumble, right? Muff punt, we get the ball, whatever. It was so crazy. It happened so fast. I probably missed it. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, just being there. But I'm confident because they're confident. They're oozing it. But when you said that we kind of like have the advantage, I think so too. And if you even if you look at the quarterback position, and yes, Jalen Hurts is probably having an MVP season. Don't get it twisted. And he might be the best quarterback in the NFL right now. But I don't get why. Because I'm watching Brock Purdy do better things. I'm watching Brock Purdy put up better stats. I'm watching Brock Purdy, and don't miss me with the weapons, because they about damn even. So
look right here, I just put up, this is the pass set grade of every offensive line. Guess who's number 1? The Eagles.
Right.
So you mean tell me you've leading the NFL in turnovers almost, with the best offensive line and amazing weapons all around you?
Brock Purdy's numbers are just better all around with a worse offensive line.
Yeah, it's not even close. Like, you can't turn the ball over that much.
But we get the agenda. We understand Brock doesn't have this. I mean, the NFL can, if they were ready, they can definitely use that story. Going from Mr. Irrelevant to Super Bowl champ, like that would make every kid dream possible. Like it would be more huge than a Disney dream. Because now you got kids be like, yo, I don't even gotta whatever. I could go to whatever. Just come here. If I can work hard, play hard. Bam.
Oh, I love it, man. I was with you. Man. Alberto, just want to say, appreciate your message. Go ahead and reach out to me. Let's set something up. 49ers Rush Podcast at gmail.com. Want to make sure you're heard, and let's set something up that we can present on a future episode. So let's check that out. Well, this has been a blast. Friday morning. We'll be back on Wayne's channel. You got to check that out in the link in the description of the video. Tomorrow morning, we got Steph. That's going to be at 8 a.m., which is going to be a blast. So, Wayne, take us out of here, man. This was a fun show today.
Faithful, pack your bags. We're going to Philadelphia, and it's time to rip some wings off another set of birds. I'm sure they're going to have more than one eagle there, so we're going to be ripping wings and eating wings and throwing bones out. Spit it. Stay up, stay faithful. We out. Peace.